again, actually picking up, at least in terms of how rotation comes in, at least possibly two areas that at least putting a couple pieces of the puzzle together for us, coming into us from those conditions outside right now towards Crates into Somerville west to 28, at least for right now, with our latest round of possible tornadic activity that we're bringing you complete coverage on. Just west of Somersville, closer towards Crate area, west of Conifers, where I was trying to say, into Shannonsdale as well. We're going to be bouncing back and forth between our radar site out of State College as well as Pittsburgh, just because sometimes the radar indications come in a little clearer, coming in looking at areas like Jefferson County, coming in a bit clearer of a picture from our friends from Pittsburgh, especially since it is under their watchful eye for right now. Looks to be a pretty interesting setup over towards Strattonville, and I'm pretty sure that that was located over towards areas of Clarion County. And again, this cell definitely has a fair amount of this, so we are definitely seeing a fair amount of rain get put down by this cell into question. Noticing upwards of a few parameters above whenever it comes into the possibility of being a tornadic parameter. This is definitely on the higher side of things. This is moving into a very favorable environment whenever it comes into the strengthening, and that's kind of, I was expecting that and kind of talking the stages of that whenever we signed off on our last bout of severe weather, our last coverage whenever it comes into our tornadic day for our Saturday. Conditions very favorable for this to kind of strengthen and sustain, moving through Harlan, Baxter, Somerville, getting down into some of the street levels for you. Somerville Road, Corsica Road, Roller Coaster Road, Content, Mahoney Road, Sheep Farm Road, Route 36, approaching areas into northern Jefferson County. This is all just south of the I-80 corridor into Jefferson County, so it's Brookville and south, still north of Punxsutawney as we head into this afternoon. But this is definitely a potentially dangerous situation that is unfolding. Weather Service says there is a fair amount of energy that this is returning and rolling through, so that is the primary concern that we have with our next bout of severe weather. I'm actually going to try to pull up our Punxsutawney Skynet camera just to see far off into the distance if I can kind of see anything that would be looking more so to the north. I would be shocked if I can see this far out on our Punxsutawney Skynet camera. And again, it will be putting forth an honest effort just to even see if we can see this. It's fairly far away, but I'm trying to orient the camera to the north and east. Again, I'm not too comfortable with showing that just because it doesn't showcase a whole lot. So we're going to just kind of sustain on our radar, kind of going back and forth between the Weather Service site out of Pittsburgh and State College, both of which watching this system very closely. We can kind of see our velocity signatures going towards and away. This is a very favorable, untapped, basically unchartered energy that we are dealing with right now, and that's kind of allowing for these storms to, like I say, blossom, blow up, and just kind of fuel themselves for a fair amount of time. And all it takes is just a brief spin up for this to kind of make its way down to the surface as well as get back into the skies. I'm not seeing anything whenever it comes into debris being lofted aloft. That's based off of correlation coefficient, or just a measure of debris in the air. And we'll actually just kind of go back the last 15 minutes if there was anything more so in particular. Again, there was a few instances perhaps over towards Crates. Again, it'll be my first, as I've said for the last couple of hours. My apologies now if I mispronounce any of our local town names. It is not intentional. It is just apologetic. We are still relatively new to the area, but we still have this potentially dangerous situation for our friends in towards Jefferson County. The Weather Service is still monitoring other locations, especially straight line wind damages moving down the line. We still have active weather into parts of Cameron County. So again, I'll still zoom back out. Definitely a very robust and strong line. This is soon to be heading into far northern Center County. So damaging winds, straight line winds exceeding a downburst potential of 80 to 85 miles per hour possible with any collapsing downpours. So that is something that we are, of course, watching, as well as the next developments. Literally been calling this a conveyor belt day about experiencing a next bout of thunderstorm activity towards 219 into Johnsonburg, Elk County, towards St. Mary's as well. Pretty strong signature whenever it comes into our velocity scans, at least at this stage of the afternoon. Again, we're going to be bouncing back and forth between the Weather Service radar site in State College as well as in Pittsburgh, because Jefferson County is under the watchful eye of Pittsburgh. From the weather forecasting side. So that is just areas of concern that we have, at least kind of going back and forth on who's painting the best picture for information to have this coming into us. So we are noticing, at least with the cell, just some backstory information from the cell, or the line, I guess, technically into Clinton County, approaching northern Center County, that this is all straight line wind damage. No, they have shown rotation in the past, but this is an environment that is still conducive of supporting a brief rotation. So we'll be at least monitoring two systems. I'll zoom out right now. Excuse me. Noticing just the fair amount of lightning data associated with this line approaching Clinton into far northern Center County. This is all north of Snowshoe, just to kind of get you some ideas towards Birch, Twin Hollows, Spruce, Panther, towards Cato, locations that at least we'll be watching for any brief spin-ups into far northern Center County. Very strong upper level winds that are allowing for these storms to kind of grow and literally just kind of grow and blow. They blow up. And it's not the best of signals. And again, this is more so why that the Weather Service did in the Storm Prediction Center actually upgraded our risk of severe weather into a 3 out of 5, and again, conducive to the ingredients as such. Our in-house radar product indicating that low-level rotation, so it is certainly right within Somerville towards Shannonsdale, Conifer towards Heathville. So areas, again, like we mentioned earlier, Baxter, Barnes, Norman, Colon, Green Valley, Cold Spring, East Branch, Knoxdale. This is your time now to get into that basement and the lowest level of your house or place of residence. I am starting to see a spike actually whenever it comes into our correlation coefficient. Again, just the opportunity of seeing that strengthening occur kind of signals me to at least seeing that, at least being a concern. We're actually going to come back on the screen just to kind of show you what's ongoing right now. Again, anytime we kind of see these markers or these benchmarks for the cylinders to come up, that is definitely indicative of that mid to low level rotation. So over towards that Somerville, Baxter, just north of Harlan, areas down line, Conifer, Colon, Green Valley into Fuller. These are your locations now that likely to be experiencing the strong winds as well as the opportunity for this radar indicated tornado. We don't have any eyes at least reporting what could be happening, at least to us for right now. This is all south of the I-80 corridor into Jefferson County, far north of Punxsutawney this afternoon. But still, nonetheless, it has been a very active weather day across the Commonwealth of PA, and it further continues as we head into this evening as this cold front swings through and could continue to spark up showers and storms all across the board. Areas like Barnes into Baxter, this is your time to get to that most interior room, lowest level of your house or place of residence, just because this is a potentially dangerous situation with conditions towards Somerville, Baxter, right along that U.S. Route 28 into Jefferson County. We're watching this, we're keeping an eye on the skies, and of course following along with you how these conditions are of course playing out this afternoon. Updates coming into us from the National Weather Service. I don't have any. Just a reminder that this is a tornado warning for Jefferson County. This is set to expire, excuse me, set to expire at 4:30, and we'll continue to be monitoring this. Of course, this is a potentially dangerous situation with the reports of the mid to low level rotation that's allowing for the tornado warning to be at least issued. This is definitely a favorable environment to allow these storms to continue to grow, strengthen, and just kind of continue on. We're also concerned about flash flooding. That is another thing that we were talking about with the heavy rain across parts of El Cameron towards parts of Center County as well. This is a very fast-moving line that is over into, that moved through Cameron County, that also had its radar-indicated tornado activity and its distinction designation earlier today. This is soon to be approaching the far northern extent of Center County towards Twin Hollows into Birch, towards Spruce and Carthus, just north and east of that location. But still, attention still turned to the tornado warning into Jefferson County. I will check in. No ongoing precipitation down into Somerset and Bedford County. So for our friends down into Crum, Reitz, northeast of Central City, and to that extent of Somerset County, if you do have any damage, it's a good time now to go outside, survey your property. You can send any pictures and emails over to our website, WTAJ Weather at nexstar.tv. There's the email address on your screen there. We'll keep it up there for a couple minutes for you. Now it would be a great time to go out and look at your property just because you don't have any active weather, and that was actually one of the stronger signals of a possible tornadic activity that did reach areas of our viewing area today, although a couple other spots up into El County have had stronger signals, but at least from a quick glance of data, because we have been a rather active tracking showers and storms today, haven't had too much reconnaissance mission. I was able to kind of go through back in time some of the information that was sent through the Weather Service chat, as well as just kind of personal information. That would have been my strongest signal so far today. So the time is now, if you want to head out into areas of Somerset County to go survey your property, now would be a safe time to do so. Updates coming into us from the National Weather Service in State College. I don't have any. It does look like they are continuing the tornado warning for our friends into Jefferson County. This is radar indicated, but whenever it comes into information, we still have that strong signal of winds going towards and away from the radar site just north of Heathville towards Conifer and Stanton towards Norman. We have just seen this get trimmed by the Weather Service in Pittsburgh. The radar indication comes with our velocity winds going towards, as well as away from the radar site, over towards U.S. Route 28 is where we are starting to see this leading edge come through. Try to get down to the street level best that I can. Over towards Roller Coaster Road into Content, Mahoney Road, Stanton up on Route 36 into Barnes, into Norman. This is your time now to get to that lowest level part of your house, sturdy structure, and surrounding yourself with the most interior wall space to the best that you can. Definitely a concern whenever it comes into the opportunity of seeing rotation within parts of the Commonwealth today. I do not have any new information coming into us, but it does look like they have at least pulled out Clarion County, like we saw that shift more fully now into Jefferson County. My name is meteorologist Zach Petty. I am part of the WTAJ Weather Authority team. We are tracking ongoing, potentially dangerous situation unfolding for our friends into Jefferson County as these showers and storms continue to blow up as they move into untapped energy and produce a fair amount of rain in a short period of time. Recent scans, though, show, in my opinion, not necessarily a full-blown strengthening element. Typically, you want to see a bit more lightning whenever we're talking the strengthening impacts to weather. So not necessarily seeing that right now. Darker shades of reflectivity not necessarily getting picked up for right now either. So that's at least positive news. We still have another 11 minutes or so of watching this for you on the possibility of seeing this get expired, or it further comes into parts of Clearfield County. So we'll just kind of talk down the line towards Sykesville into Troutville, towards Panic, C&M Junction towards DuBois, Reynoldsville into Big Run, just north of Punxsutawney. I do expect that to miss Punxsutawney for right now, but still, friends, in those locations, a good opportunity further down the line. Clearfield, Hyde, Kerwinsville, Greenville into Anderson, 322, extending towards the I-80 corridor into Clearfield County. Good opportunity and timing now to at least get into that safe place. Start preparing and planning. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch that it highlights the entire region, but I still expect showers and storms to continue to bubble up and brew over the next handful of hours. It's been an active day across the Commonwealth of PA, and we further expect that to continue as we head into the evening hours. Fair amount of lightning as this approaches far northern Center County, so that is another area of impact that we are concerned with. Would not be surprised down the line if we see a flash flood warning, perhaps into parts of Cameron County. Fair amount of rain, and notice the intensification of lightning of recent. So that is definitely in a strengthening element and untapped energy, as well as that is moving through for right now. 322 towards here is like Iowa, Barnes, Colin. You guys are within that tornado warning, so this is your time now. As it is 4:21, recent scans continue to come into us as we head into this afternoon and evening about updates. That is your time now to surround yourself with the most interior wall space. Get to the lowest lying parts of your house, place of residence that you can, and of course just stay weather aware and prepared. Have the most ways that you can to receive, multiple ways to receive weather information today. Today's would be a good day to have those phones charged up right now, especially if you're not able to, or you still have the capabilities. Plug those phones in tablets. Good chances just to have that in case something were to happen. I'm taking a peek at our Skynet cameras into Punxsutawney just to try to see if I can see anything. I mean, I can see a little bit. I'll play this out and show you at home, kind of off into the distance. This is from our Punxsutawney Skynet camera down the line. Let me see if I can get that to focus a little bit better for us before I switch it back over. Over towards Conifer, Colin, Barnes. Areas that definitely experiencing the torrential rain that could lead to some urbanized flooding, at least across parts of that location. Updates coming in. I don't have anything at this point in time. I'm trying to find us our Punxsutawney Skynet camera. Again, that's looking to the northeast. And again, I wasn't really expecting to see a whole lot whenever it comes into information this far away from the cell over into the Somerville, Brookville location in Jefferson County for right now. But again, I was expecting to see a pretty similar picture as that for right now. So we still have the cylinder that more so indicative of the possibility of rotation. I'm going to turn this off just so that way I can kind of show you. It's a little bit displaced comparative to how things have been coming into us. This is looking from the National Weather Service site in Pittsburgh, so a little bit of a distance away, but still it is under their watchful eye for weather watches, warnings, and advisories. That we still have at least just enough of a mid to low level rotation to sustain this tornado warning as of with the expiration set to be at 4:30. This is, again, a potentially dangerous situation. That is why we have, again, notice just right over Conifer, just that recent pixel coming into us. A little bit on the display side, but still in pretty good proximity towards Stanton. Right along that Route 36 is where it's approaching right now. So areas like Ramsey Town towards Tate Road, Knoxdale, Green Valley, over towards Center Hill Road into Fuller Road, towards Fuller and Pleasant Hill Road. This would be a good opportunity now to, again, get inside, surround yourself with the most interior wall space, and, of course, stay away from windows. Flying debris would be a concern if this was able to sustain and further down the line. Even over towards DuBois, I'm seeing the skies not looking the best, excuse me, if you will, over towards DuBois. I'll actually throw that in for us so that way we can check out DuBois, and I'll turn the camera orientation due east. Well, no, we're actually going to have this once it catches up for me. Try to get this oriented looking out to our west because we want to see what's coming. Not sure why that is taking what it is. We'll try to get that updated here for you here in a moment. But still, the potential dangerous situation that we have playing out across the Commonwealth is why we are, of course, here breaking into coverage for you on this Saturday afternoon. We'll try to get you back to regularly scheduled programming as soon as we can. So that is something that we'll, of course, be getting you guys back in coverage shortly, hopefully, whenever this tornado warning does, in fact, expire. Recent updates, again, that severe thunderstorm warning still in place for northern Center County. We're actually going to take a peek into DuBois just to show you all how things currently stand. So there's our tornado warning off into Jefferson County. This is how things are currently looking into DuBois. And again, just looks dark and rather ominous looking skies. Again, this is looking west off into the distance. It would be looking at the opportunity of experiencing, not sure why, okay, there's the camera orientation with how things are currently playing out right now, looking to our west. Live look back into Viper radar for us. We still have this ongoing tornado warning updates coming into us from the National Weather Service. Definitely picked up a fair amount of rain. I don't have any information that this will be expanded or if it will expire. Looks like we have seen this expand as we head into the 5 o'clock time period. So they did reissue this tornado warning. So they will be further continuing this. This is radar indicated just south of Brookville, moving due southeast at 30 miles per hour. For right now. This will eventually move into Sykesville, Big Run, Worthville, Anita, and Knoxdale, like I was talking about down the line. This is generally speaking having a southeasterly flow. So that's kind of why we are seeing this move closer into that Newtonburg, approaching Bauer towards Lumber City into Mahaffey, and still watching the developments with that severe thunderstorm warning to far northern Center County as well. It has been a very active weather day. I actually have seen this intensify recently, recent couple of scans. Again, we're bouncing back and forth between the radar site in Pittsburgh and in State College, just trying to get a better view of how things look. I took lightning data off for us just to paint a prettier picture, if you will, and just kind of notice the difference. I'm going to go, so this is the radar site in Pittsburgh with kind of how the storm is looking. I'm going to bounce back and forth and show you. This is what it looks like from the Weather Service in State College. So notice some of the brighter shades of reflectivity. This is looking at a range of almost 58 miles away from the radar site. Whenever it comes into Pittsburgh's radar site, it's looking 70 miles away. So we almost might be better off looking at the Weather Service radar site in State College, but I'm sure State College and Pittsburgh are working in collaborative efforts to see the most up-to-date and active information. So National Weather Service out of State College now into the severe thunderstorm warning in Center and Clinton County. That has since been extended for 5:15 over towards Birch Twin Hollows, just north of areas of Cato towards Panther, Cherry Hill. This is all north of Snowshoe, soon to be fully moving towards Clinton County. But definitely the active day that we were expecting across the Commonwealth of PA. Somerset into Bedford County picking up on that flash flood warning. That is set to expire at 6 o'clock this afternoon and evening. Brockway picking up on some moderate to heavy rain, but the concern does lie with active and ongoing tornado opportunities coming into us from the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh, who's the jurisdiction of Jefferson County. They are the ones that are responsible for watches, warnings, and advisories into that location. So I just kind of want to show you again, picking up on a fair amount of those reds and greens coming into at least close proximity. Anytime you see a spike in that, definitely would see that strengthening element. Would not be surprised. Again, it's not the cleanest of pictures. Anytime you see a correlation drop, more so indicative of debris being lofted high into the air. We don't necessarily have that right now. It's kind of more uniformed. I'll time list back a couple of minutes just to see if we've seen that. We have, but it's not uniform and contained to one spot, so I'm not completely convinced, and it's kind of off kilter, if you will, from stacking elements from what conditions currently stand and how things are currently playing out. So the latest coming into us, again, we had the reissuance of the tornado warning through Jefferson County, just on the outskirts of Clearfield County. This will be riding just north of 219 towards Newburgh into Mahaffey, Lumber City, Hiberna, Boardman, Belsina, Houtzdale into Irvona as well. I will be the first to apologize if I mispronounce any town names. More of the math guy, but still nonetheless one of those things that we'll be, of course, keeping a very close, watchful eye on for you. Cold Spring into Cortez, Anita, Adrian Mines, big run towards 119, over towards Panic, Buck Run Road. This is coming towards you. Rock Dump Road towards Kramer into Route 410 as well, approaching just outside of Sykesville is where this radar indicated tornado warning has at least been issued for. But notice, I'll come back on screen just to kind of show you guys this. Recent developments here over the last couple of scans. That we have we're noticing this kind of notching element yet again, and it's kind of the extension of where our winds are capable of kind of getting into. We have what would be the winds coming into the area towards East Branch and Cold Spring, and you have winds kind of hooking outwards this way. All it takes is just a little bit of a notching element over into the Cold Spring East Branch, just north of Coulter area, just northwest of Oliveburg. For our Saturday afternoon, with ongoing concerns with radar indicated tornadic activity. We'll of course be following up on this, moving down the line for some of our newscasts later in the day when weather action hopefully is able to subside and break apart a little bit, but still has been a very active day. But areas down the line, we would expect this to slowly make its way through, moving generally speaking to the southeast. We're at around 30 miles per hour, so that's why areas like Cortez, Anita, Adrian Mines, you're not necessarily seeing weather action right now. Winds will soon be picking up, and we'll also have the frequent lightning. Noticing a strengthening element too, a lot more shades of pinks and purples over towards Green Valley into Knoxdale. just outside of Colon as well. This is moved out of Worthville towards Langville into Conifer, moving to the south and east. And this is kind of the location where I would be most concerned about there being a rain-wrapped tornado embedded within this severe thunderstorm warning. This is set to expire. Recent updates at 5:15 this early evening. And we're going to take a peek back and see if we have any updates coming into us from the National Weather Service. It does look like we do have the severe thunderstorm warning continued. We also have an additional one up towards McKean and Warren County. We have a flash flood warning coming into us into Clarion County. Those are just some of the big picture views. So here's kind of the leading edge. So we'll be watching along the developments over towards Erie into Chautauqua County into New York. Chautauqua County, one of the hardest hit locations for lake effect snow during the winter time. So watching that as well as our current situation and how things are able to play out to northeastern Center County towards Jefferson County for right now. Those would be the concerned areas of where we could be seeing stuff. The most intense rainfall, of course, moving through parts of the far northern extent of Center County into Clinton. We also have very heavy and torrential rain through parts of Cameron County, approaching the border of Elk into Cameron County. So we have that to be concerned about, as well as what's coming from Clarion County, which will be soon a flash flood warning for Clarion County, as that has been an area that has been well worked over for showers and storms, but definitely a fair amount of rain, moving into those locations as well. Updates from the Weather Service. We still have our current tornado warning that will be set to expire at 5:15. That was the recent extension. This is also embedded within a severe thunderstorm warning that has damaging winds as one of the primary concerns. And let's just take a peek at wind speeds with what could possibly be rolling through the region. Fair amount, isolated gusts in pockets of 40 to 50 miles per hour over towards the Green Valley areas of Jefferson County, just east of Worthville, picking up on a fair amount of that rotation. So here's how things looking on our velocity signatures, with winds going towards the radar site into East Branch as well as Oliveburg, and winds going away. That's kind of where we would expect to see the opportunity of the tornado in question. Whenever you overlay it back, again, it's kind of displaced, but you would still expect, and there's that recent scan, so it makes more sense now that we were seeing this just moments ago, but we have seen that couplet kind of go away, but we still have at least enough indication to sustain our reds and greens going towards themselves. Oliveburg towards East Branch, approaching Cortez and Anita on Main Street is where this is soon to be approaching towards Anita and Tapanic west of Wishaw at this stage of the afternoon. We still have the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for far northern Center County. These have a fair amount of rain embedded within them. We have some reports of flooding, at least for right now, at least at this point in time. Jordan, if we can throw that lower back up for me. If you guys have, especially down into areas of Somerset County, these would be the locations that we are most concerned about, that I was at least able to backfeed some information. You can send any pictures, videos, information over to us at WTAJ Weather at nexstar.tv. You can also tag me on Facebook. Send anything over to that, and we'd be happy. We're kind of the liaisons for the surrounding National Weather Service offices, especially whenever it comes into damages and possible surveys. We would then coordinate with them, send any information over, and they would, of course, come take a peek at the damage, so that way they could assess and make a determination of if it was straight line wind damage or if we were seeing anything else for possible tornadic activity. Also, the Weather Service updates coming into us from the Weather Service in State College. They continue to monitor storm cell and supercell that further developing over towards the I-80 corridor, and it's of course the line that we're monitoring for the tornado warned cell in question. Kind of that notching element that further moves and approaches Cortez into Cold Spring into Worthville towards Coulter. Into Green Valley. My apologies if we are mispronouncing names. There's also a fair amount of straight line wind damage associated with the cold front that we were expecting to see late this evening. That is the opportunity for us to fully get cleared out from this Canadian wildfire smoke and haze that has lingered across our region for the last couple of days. That will be the final push that clears things out. We could still see some upper level smoke return come Sunday, but it won't be as thick and prominent as what we experienced on Thursday and Friday. Now, we still have a fair amount to monitor whenever it comes into raining over already saturated soils. Looks like we have that extension of a severe thunderstorm warning for Clarion County, where we would expect to see that flash flood warning to be coming in probably soon. Because this was the hardest hit area with moderate to heavy rainfall. This severe thunderstorm warning as well as a tornado warning into Jefferson County is just north of Punxsutawney. I'm not seeing anything on our Punxsutawney Skynet cameras that is cool enough to show, if you will, at least showcasing any of the possible impacts of the storms itself. It's just kind of cloudy and not the most clear of pictures. You have a fair amount of distance away, of course, from our camera site that I would like to be showing you. I'll still just kind of pull it up just to kind of give you guys a different perspective of what real-time data is looking like. Areas within Punxsutawney not included within the tornado warning at this point in time, but it would still not hurt to at least surround yourself with that most interior wall space, especially looking down the line into areas of Green Valley, Cortez, Anita. This is moving through right now. Adrian Mines, Big Run as well. This is just outside of Punxsutawney, so just north and east of Punxsutawney and Gobbler's Knob. Hopefully Punxsutawney Phil, maybe Punxsutawney Phil is, we can do some tag teaming coverage whenever it comes into our potentially dangerous situation. And again, here's a recent scan coming into us with our Barron tools that, again, it's an indicator that, hey, we do have just enough reports that we could be seeing the rotation approaching areas of Cortez, Anita, Adrian Mines as well. Here's kind of a different picture that is coming into us from the Weather Service in State College. Notice, again, there was that, like I mentioned moments ago, there's that flash flood warning. This does include Brookville into Jefferson County, right along I-80 towards 322, Brookville, Troy into Conifer. So I would expect just kind of the the motion of the severe thunderstorm warning towards Shippenville. Why they have this further extended down into parts of Jefferson County is to include the storm that is rolling through areas of Green Valley into Anita, into Cortez right now. But again, we'll see another additional burst of very fast and heavy rainfall, 1 to 2 inches towards Shippenville, towards Clarion. So those would be the reasons why the Weather Service in State College, probably more so Pittsburgh, has issued the flash flood warning along with the severe thunderstorm warning into Clarion and Venango County. We still have an additional half hour for continuing coverage for this tornado warning cell into Jefferson County. Notice the over towards Oliveburg into Cortez, Anita, Harmony. We're starting to see this kind of collapse So that is at least some good news, although we still have some reports of rotation. Nothing as clear as what I would like to have coming through for visuals right now. Skies are definitely starting to get darker, or they're darkening, if you will, over towards Punxsutawney, but not necessarily. We're still too far away of possibly seeing anything that would at least be helpful for us. I still will. We will pull up the skies, and we'll also take a peek off towards Du Bois. That is picking up on some light to moderate rain right now. We'll kind of go back and forth on this for you. So we are heading. I'll show you Du Bois first. I'm pretty sure I had that pretty handy. Again, skies are dark. Precip's coming. Definitely some moderate to heavy rain, at least to continuing. That we're at least keeping an eye on for you right now. And then whenever it comes into our Punxsutawney camera, again, you can kind of see that leading edge of darker skies. Again, this is looking to the due north, but kind of bouncing back and forth. I would like to kind of have this orientation almost be from Punxsutawney, again, just a touch northwest maybe, just to see any sort of stragglers that far off into the distance. But we're still going to be keeping an eye on this. This is just to the north of Punxsutawney towards 119. This leading edge will soon be into Big Run, Albion, Harmony. This will just be north of the town of Punxsutawney, but still close enough that I would at least encourage our friends into Punxsutawney, the weather capital of the world, to seek shelter and, of course, surround yourself with that most interior wall space. So kind of we can see a little bit of that rotation and kind of some straggliness ongoing. I'll actually kind of jump on camera. Again, this will be just north of the town of Punxsutawney, but again, rather close, too close for comfort, if you ask me, with how conditions are currently faring, especially for what has been a pretty active weather day across the Commonwealth of PA. Now, areas that look a bit more concerning for me. Notice we kind of have just some of the scragglies off into the distance here, but definitely one of those concerns that we have. Noticing the wind starting to pick up too towards the town of Punxsutawney, but we can definitely start to see some of that coming down. So we'll be following along this. Try to keep a back and forth approach whenever it comes into our Skynet cameras. I'll be trying to monitor this and go back and forth between our radar site as well, just to try to see if I can build both of which up, just to see if we can perhaps see this happen at the same time, if we are able to see anything from a funnel cloud down to possible touchdown here at the surface. So we're going to bring that back up here. We're going to go back into Viper radar. Again, we are still reporting that low-level rotation, which is certainly the opportunity for the tornado, with winds going towards the radar site as well as winds going away. Rain-wrapped definitely would be the classification for this possible tornado. I do have a rain shaft off into the distance. I'm not necessarily seeing anything from our Punxsutawney Skynet camera, just kind of moving this back and forth. If we are able to see any of the clouds kind of start to drop, perhaps this is close enough. We're at least a comfortable distance away that we are at least still keeping a very close, watchful eye on. Looks like that severe thunderstorm warning is soon to be fully out of northern Center County and over into Clinton, Clinton County. So that would be good news. The concern would be just kind of the training effect of raining over already saturated soil. That could be a flooding threat, but most of the Center County region looks to be okay at this point in time. Perhaps just some lingering lightning and wind from that cell as it rolls through Clinton County. So whenever it comes into conditions, we're going to zoom back in to our current potentially dangerous situation just north and east of Punxsutawney. I'm going to go back to our Punxsutawney Skynet camera. You can kind of see the wind starting to pick up, that rain shield, and the rain and precipitation soon to be approaching. I don't necessarily have anything that is indicative of the rotation, at least for right now, that is visible. Again, we are at least a safe enough distance away that we shouldn't at least be interfered a whole lot. I am noticing the winds certainly starting to pick back up over into Punxsutawney, but again, you are still just outside of the tornado warning, but I would still feel comfortable to say, hey, let's just get inside and surround ourselves with the most interior wall space if you are able to. Just kind of continuing our view whenever it comes into this tornado warning just north and east of Punxsutawney. Just kind of noticing a little bit of some what would be called scud, low-level clouds that would often be misinterpreted as perhaps a tornado or a funnel cloud, but just kind of noticing some straggly clouds off into the distance, looking to the northeast or northeast into Jefferson County. I'm not necessarily seeing anything that would be more so indicative of the ongoing tornado threat, but definitely some things that we'll continue to monitor actually moving forward. Actually, we're noticing, I will be monitoring this, noticing kind of the developments off into the distance here. Just kind of wanting to point this out right over here, just far enough away outside of Punxsutawney. There's our camera movement. Noticing, again, kind of hard to see, but those are at least mid to low level rotations, so kind of watching the developments on this off into the distance. So that'll be something that we are watching for you. If anything, I'll actually take a screen grab of that and send this over to our friends at the Weather Service just to have a better visual on that for us. But definitely one of those things that we are keeping an eye on. Starting to see that leading edge of rain move into Punxsutawney right now. Still safe enough that I would at least recommend getting into that most interior wall space, just because you are close enough. Just off into the distance, we are at least starting to see that circulation down into the distance. So that would be one of those things that has my attention and certainly has my concern for how conditions are currently playing outside right now. We'll head back into Viper radar eyeing the sky for us. Again, this is starting to clip Punxsutawney for the time being, so that is at least something too that we have at least our eyes on. So let me send this over. Let me make sure I have that proper. Again, this is radar indicated rotation at this stage of the forecast game. We still kind of are missing a little bit of our data, but we have just enough. This is just outside of Punxsutawney for right now, but we still have that leading edge of moderate to heavy rain that is returning and rolling through Jefferson County. That's kind of where my attention is turning. I'm going to continue to follow this this line down to the east. It will soon be kind of passing by. It's just kind of straggly off into the distance, just enough to warrant, let's just keep an eye on it. Just because all it takes with these pulses, it's just enough that it would be a funnel cloud that touches the ground for a brief moment of time and then just kind of goes back up. We have just enough mid to low level rotation that has spawned, let's say, enough of these tornadoes that I've seen this plenty of times, that all it takes is just one or two instances or one or two scans, drops the correlation down, and then it does lift back up into the atmosphere. These aren't long-lived tornadoes. These are quick pulses in and out of the forecast location of central Pennsylvania. And then these are of course, kind of the pulse-up storms that we were expecting to see moving down the line. Latest coming into us from the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh, as well as State College. Pittsburgh under the watchful eye for our friends in Jefferson County. We don't have anything. We're still going to be following along that cell into Clarion County, watching, again, storm development into Westmoreland as well. We're following the developments. We are not, the flash flood warning set to expire at 6 o'clock for our friends into Somerset and to Bedford. We don't have any reports of flooding ongoing right now. Hopefully, if/when we're able to take a moment, I'll be able to kind of survey and see if there's any other locations in question that I like to hopefully get a crew out to. My name is meteorologist Zach Petty. I'm sorry for breaking into our regularly scheduled programming on this Saturday, but it has been a very active weather day across the Commonwealth of PA. Numerous tornado warned cells, all of which have been radar indicated so far today. We're at least just monitoring all things for that, and of course providing updates for a potentially dangerous situation that further plays out across parts of our viewing area. So the tornado warning is set to expire at 5:15, and then it moves into Clearfield County. Then it's under the watchful eye of the National Weather Service in State College. So we will see if there is an update coming into us, because it would be the Weather Service out of State College that picks up the cells in question. Latest from the Weather Service in Pittsburgh, they are actually going to be issuing a tornado warning for this cell down towards Latrobe into Westmoreland County. This could soon be heading into northern Somerset County. So here's the polygon that's soon to be coming up on our screen, issued for upwards of an inch-sized hail into Westmoreland County, just because of the darker shades of reflectivity right over Derry. So if you frequently travel home, again, I do often, well, not as often as I'd probably like to, but traveling through Delmont, Blairsville over towards the Derry exit, that is where, towards Ligonier, this is where we have radar indicated rotation heading towards Boswell, Benson, areas of northwestern Somerset County. So I'd like to at least zoom in to this area just as a preparation of, hey, just as a cordial heads up. I'd also like to zoom in up to my north for a severe thunderstorm warning into Clearfield County. So areas that I'd like to at least start preparing: Glessner, Kleins Mill, Fordstown, Jerome, Davidsville, in towards Benson, Blow, Hooversville, into Benz Creek, into Somerset County. This is your time now to prepare. Get yourself in pets inside. Surround yourself with the most interior wall space as well, just as a preparation if the Weather Service in State College does extend that tornado warning into northern Somerset County. I'd also like to zoom in. The National Weather Service in State College has extended a severe thunderstorm warning for Curwensville approaching Phillipsburg, Osceola Mills, in towards Clearfield County. I do not have any information if they will extend a tornado warning. And if they do not, then we would be able to return you to regularly scheduled programming. But that is only until the tornado warning for Jefferson County does get expired, and it would not get picked up by the Weather Service out of State College. So we'll be following along all of that for you. We'll head back out to our Punxsutawney Skynet camera. We're continuing to follow the storm motion and just kind of the clouds. You can definitely tell they are very active in terms of kind of how conditions are looking for the time being. In terms of our camera movement, we just kind of need it to swing through, and then we'll be able to at least kind of give you guys a look at that. So here's kind of how conditions currently stand. Again, noticing that they are at least capped, and some of the trees off into the distance, you can't necessarily look too far off as well, but definitely has been a pretty active day in the skies, more so reflective of such. across areas of central Pennsylvania. We'll head back to Viper radar. Eyeing the skies for us, we still have continuing coverage of our weather action. We still have our radar indicated tornado warning for Jefferson County. That is set to expire at 5:15. I do not have any additional updates from the Weather Service other than that they are expecting to continue. We do have some at least damage coming into us from the tornado that moved through Clarion into Jefferson County, so just north of Punxsutawney. Tree down on Burkhart Hollow Road in Oliver Township. Based off of the timing, indicative of the damaging winds and perhaps straight line wind damage or circulation. It will all depend on surveys that get sent out by the Weather Service in surrounding State College and Pittsburgh. Jefferson County is under the watchful eye of the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh. Fair amount of lightning that continues on for that cell into Jefferson County. So it's like I talked about earlier, this is just moving and sustaining energy into parts of soon to be moving through Clearfield County, Punxsutawney, PA, the weather capital of the world. It is noticing the back end, at least on my Skynet camera, that it is at least the wind has calmed down and the precipitation has moved out, but air is over towards Clover Run, Newtonburg, Middletown, Bower, Currer Run, west of 219. Those would be the areas. Hiberna towards Grampian, Lumber City, Ansonville. Those would be the locations that I would say getting into your safe place, surrounding yourself with the most interior wall space, and just sustaining yourself inside as well. Those would be the best practices for updates, but we will see what happens once our tornado warning does expire at 5:15. We still have some lingering impacts just outside towards Big Run into Center County with a severe thunderstorm warning. This is over to right along the border of Clinton and northeastern Center County, so we are watching those storms as well as impacts down into Latrobe. Skies are definitely on the darker side into Westmoreland counties, and I'm looking at pictures that are being sent into us from emergency management officials in Greensburg. You can definitely see a lot of low-level clouds. Obviously hard to tell rotation based off of a picture, but it is definitely something of noteworthy and of particular concern, especially for our friends into northwestern Somerset County. So I'm going to zoom back in to areas that I would at least like to give a heads up to. You are not in a tornado warning for the time being, but we could see this get extended into northwestern Somerset County. So let's say between U.S. Route 30 towards 219, north and west of Boswell, into Benson, Davidsville, Forwardstown, Glessner, areas like Jerome, Ferndale, Crings, Ingleside, Elam, Stony Creek, just to the south and west of Johnstown, perhaps through Cambria County, as well as just some towns that I'd like to zoom in. Westmont, Ferndale, towards Menor Boulevard. These are locations, while yes, you are not included within a tornado warning right now, this has the potential of getting extended into your location. So now is the time to prepare. Surround yourself with the most interior wall space. Get to your basement. Perhaps if you don't have that, you can get into the bathroom. Just surround yourself and avoid windows, just because flying debris would be a concern. Even if you don't have tornadic activity, straight line winds still a big factor whenever it comes into the severe weather setup that we have today. A lot of air movement above our heads, and it mixes down to us here at the surface, and damaging winds, one of the primary concerns with our severe weather outbreak back across the Commonwealth of PA today. Updates coming into us from the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh and State College. looks like there possible damage report over into the Somerville area. This would have been back behind areas of Jefferson County. Of the possible video into the Somerville area. This would be up to our north and west over towards 218 from an earlier cell.